A bill to criminalize hazing is on the move in the Kentucky legislature. The bill, known as Lofton's Law, comes after a University of Kentucky freshman, Lofton Hazelwood, died in a hazing incident in fall of 2021.
As Bodie Brooks reports, Hazelwood's parents are pushing to make sure no family has to relive their experience.
Nationwide, only 13 states have laws on the books criminalizing hazing. In Kentucky, the max penalty is a student getting expelled. This law would add both misdemeanor and felony charges to hazing to send a message that what some may see as a simple rite of passage can have serious consequences.
We beg of you to pass this law because we don't want anybody to go through what we went through. I want everybody to think about being 3 hours away and you get that phone call.
In the fall of 2021, Lofton Hazelwood was invited to join farmhouse fraternity at the University of Kentucky. Tracy Hazelwood says her son was at first excited, but as the semester continued, he was asked to do more tasks that put him in a difficult and sometimes illegal position. The night he died started with a tradition of drinking liquor before singing to sororities.
My son's blood alcohol was .354. He had drank so much that he couldn't walk, and they took him up to a bedroom upstairs and left him by himself. It was like almost an hour later, a young man came into the house and found him, and it was just too late.
No charges were filed in Lofton's case. The coroner said UK police found no evidence of foul play, though the fraternity was later kicked off campus. Bill sponsor Senator Robbie Mills says the closest charge currently on the books is wanton endangerment, which isn't always an easy case to make when dealing with hazing.
You're talking about having a student sit on the wall for 6 hours in wall sits, or having somebody come and pick you up at a restaurant at 4 in the morning when you have a test at 6 in the morning.
Lofton's law would create a misdemeanor charge for recklessly engaging in hazing. That penalty would rise to a felony if a hazing incident results in serious injury or death.
Senate Bill 9 will send a message that Kentucky values student safety. And Senate Bill 9 will hold people accountable, especially those responsible for serious bodily harm or death, as in Lofton's case.
The bill only received one no vote in committee. That senator saying he believes the current law adequately covers hazing. The bill will need a few more additional readings before getting a floor vote in the Senate. If it passes, it will start the approval process all over again in the House. At the state capitol, Bodie Brooks, Fox 56 News.